Hello, we are watching the news broadcast daily and following today's top stories.
Party General Secretary Chao meets with the Minister Presidents of Wallonie Bruxelles and Flanders regions as part of his visit to Belgium. President of Argentina Cristina Fernández de Kirchner meets with the chairman of Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee Lê Hoàng Quân. Vietnam makes official opposition to the U.S. over an anti-subsidy lawsuit against Vietnamese frozen warm water shrimp.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng concluded his official visit to Belgium and the European Union on January 20th. Before leaving Belgium, the party leader met with the minister presidents of Wallonie, Bruxelles and Flanders regions on January 18.
At the meetings, Chop expressed his pleasure at the development of the Vietnam-Belgium relations at both federal and regional levels, including Wallonia, Brussels and Flanders regions. He noted that the region of Flanders accounted for 84% of Belgium's total exports to Vietnam in 2011. The region also cooperated with Vietnam in several educational programs. Chop thanked the government and people of the Wallonia-Brussels region for their help to Vietnam in reducing poverty and promoting sustainable agricultural development. He appreciated the results of bilateral cooperation in biotechnology, medicines, logistics, transport and training. Businesses from the region have invested in more than 30 projects in Vietnam. As the two countries are looking forward to the upcoming 40th anniversary of diplomatic ties, the Vietnamese party leader proposed that the two sides intensify exchanges and cooperation. On this occasion, Chop witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding on cooperation between Vietnam and Flanders. Within the framework of the visit, a ceremony was held on January 19th in Belgium to present Vietnam's Friendship Order to the President of the Belgian House of Representatives, André Flaut. Also on the occasion, a Friendship Medal was presented to the Honorary Consul of Vietnam at Anvers, Joe de Gran Rai. The awards were made in recognition of their contributions to strengthening and promoting friendship and cooperation between Vietnam and Belgium.
President of Argentina Cristina Fernández de Kirchner visited Ho Chi Minh City on January 19th. As part of her current official visit to Vietnam, she met chairman of the Ho Chi Minh City's People's Committee Lê Hoàng Quân at Reunification Palace.
At the reception, Quân expressed his belief that the cooperation between the two countries will see a stronger development after the visit by President Cristina Fernández. He said Ho Chi Minh City will create favorable conditions for enterprises from Argentina to do business and invest in the city. For her part, Fernández agreed with Kun's idea that the city will establish twin relationship with a locality in Argentina. She also shared the city leaders' view that the two sides should encourage their businesses to increase mutual visits to seek investment and cooperation opportunities. The two sides discussed cooperation opportunities between both countries in the fields of energy, biotechnology research, investment and tourism.
Vietnam has made official opposition to the United States over an anti-subsidy lawsuit against Vietnamese frozen warm water shrimp. We have more.
The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, VASEP, said the Vietnam Trade Office in the US expressed dissatisfaction and made the protest during a consultation on January the 19th. The meeting took place between the Vietnamese representative with the Import Administration under the US Department of Commerce's International Trade Administration. The anti-dumping and countervailing duty lawsuit targeting Vietnam's frozen warm water shrimp products may have negative impacts on the strongly developing economic trade relations between the two countries. The Vietnamese government will consider carefully arguments in the US petition as well as necessary legal options to protect the legitimate interests of Vietnamese shrimp breeders and businesses involved in export shrimp production and processing. VASEP said that if the International Trade Administration decides to launch investigations under the lawsuit and impose a certain anti-dumping and countervailing tax rate on Vietnam's frozen warm water shrimp, it will be an unfair decision and a double taxation measure that greatly affects the life of more than 600,000 Vietnamese shrimp farmers and processors. The U.S. International Trade Commission will release preliminary determinations on whether the U.S. shrimp industry suffered losses or not on February the 11th.
The Vietnam Oil and Gas Group Petro Vietnam held a conference on January 19 to review its operations in 2012 and deploy tasks for this year. Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải attended the video meeting.
Petro Vietnam fulfilled its targets of exploiting 26 million tons of crude oil and 9.36 billion cubic meters of gas in 2012. Its total revenues were 773 trillion dong, almost 37 billion US dollars, a year-on-year increase of 14.6%. At the conference, Deputy Prime Minister Hai held efforts by the group in fulfilling its targets and required the group to improve its administrative efficiency, increase productivity, and actively implement its restructuring plan. According to the Deputy Prime Minister, Vietnam will experience a shortage in energy and will have to import fuel by 2020. Therefore, it is important to make preparations to meet the increasing domestic demand for energy. He required that Petro Vietnam should build a long-term plan for the sector, taking into account the impacts of climate change to submit to the party's Politburo. In 2013, Petro Vietnam will focus on coordinating with contractors to increase domestic oil production. It will also accelerate surveys and negotiation abroad to purchase new oil fields and increase oil reserves to 35 to 40 million tons.
There's only 1 month to go before the biggest festival in a year for Vietnamese, the Lunar New Year or Tết, but flower growers are worried because their flowers have not grown according to their plan due to unfavorable weather conditions, while the cold waves keep peach blossoms from bloom on time for Tết in the north. Apricot flowers are already in full bloom in the south.
This is the garden of farmer Lê Hàm in Nhật Ward, Hanoi. The garden has more than 120 peach trees of all kinds, each worth from several millions to tens of millions Vietnam dong. However, most of them only have tiny buds. The gardener is taking numerous measures to stimulate the bud growth so that the flowers can blossom on time for Tết.
I have selected some beautiful trees and tried such measures as to protect them from wind and provide them with enough light and humidity so that they will be peach blossoms for consumers. I have walked around some peach gardens near here. Peach price this year is so high, maybe due to the prolonged cold weather.
Local farmers said up to 70% of peach trees are unable to bloom at the right time, so peach blossoms, a traditional Tết decoration, are expected to be expensive this year. Meanwhile, in the southern region, farmers are sitting on fire as the apricot flowers are in full bloom, while Tết is almost 1 month away. In the garden of Nguyễn Tuấn Trọng in Thủ Đức District, Ho Chi Minh City, more than 100 spores of apricot have massively blossomed and nearly 5,000 others are showing signs of blooming. The same situation can be seen in other gardens of famous apricot growers in the region. Many farmers worry that there will be no apricot flowers during Tết.
Due to unfavorable weather conditions, apricot flowers have blossomed earlier, so their quality is not as good as previous years.
Like peach blossoms in the north, Pots of apricot flowers are traditionally on display at almost every home during the Lunar New Year festival. Therefore, many gardeners in Ho Chi Minh City are seeking ways to meet the demand, including buying apricot from surrounding areas.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.